Hey YouTube, Darren here. Hadn't done a video in a little bit, so I figured I'd do one today just on something I figured out and learned. Here we go. This is a Craftsman riding mower. It is called a Steering Express. These things are funky little creatures and not much fits on them but them. They're really part specific. The bagger on the back only fits on this one as far as I know. The tires are really specific to this one as well. Hang on, let me go on the other side to get you a good clear shot. 3-hole pattern. So the rims are kind of hinky too. It's just all kind of different. And under the hood of this monster is a very sad Tecumseh. 12.5 overhead valve, gold. The good thing is I was able to piece and part together enough of this guy to make it run. It actually runs good. So Tecumseh is Tecumseh. When they run great. When they start to run bad, put a Briggs on it. But this is it. Interesting to note, the hood is plastic. It is very thin plastic, and I cranked it up and was getting it going and tuning it and running it for a little bit without the heat shield. The plastic actually heated up and warped. So I'm gonna have to sell it for a little bit less than this. Yes, this is Craftsman's riding mower that should have been an abortion. Pretty much. It's good for what it is. Let's see. Oh yeah, these are more of them I've got finished up. That's Murray, and then there's a Troy-Bilt on the other side. 16 horse snapper, 42 inch. That's a rare one, or for down here in Alabama anyway. That's John Deere. I got to get it finished and get it cleaned up. I have to do some painting on it. And this is a big snapper that I've got to get finished up on. This is actually one for somebody else. And this is a little bitty go-kart that I'm fixing for my nephew. But bearing that in mind, that 12.5 horsepower, this is what you can do to them. You can, hang on, let me adjust it. There we go. You can take the little weefy Tecumseh 12.5 horse off and put on 14.5 overhead valves, Briggs and Stratton. It does bolt up perfectly. That is the only good thing about Briggs and Stratton that they did on these guys. And I'll show you on the ones that I get in like this. I make sure these are the models that have the all-wheel steering. First of all, I make sure that they do work. The U-joints and everything are good and greased, and that they do work and turn, and then I disconnect them because these things are horrible. They just don't work that good. I'll take this thing off the tripod so I can get down in there and show you why. This, okay, this steering rod or linkage and everything. This is the bolt where the back linkage would go, and I take the back linkage and I disconnect it. Here it is right here. This is the back linkage. It's interesting setup and it's really nice, but it creeps, and it's all-wheel steering. It's just something nice and different for a while, but it takes forever to cut your grass, in my opinion, with this guy right here. And these things, if they're not greased, they get really hard to turn. This actually bent. I don't know if you can see it. I had to heat it up and straighten it back out, there's still a little bit of a divot or a little bend right there, but it came out really good. You can kind of see it as I turn it. And I don't know if you've ever seen one of these. Let's cut the overhead lights on back here. There, a little bit better. But these are the controls for this guy, and they all go to a big another steering column or a set of gears. Let me zoom it. That is right there, and that goes up and in, and that was the one that you saw that you connect to the back, and it actually moves. I wish I had somebody to move it. If I move it, you can't see it because I'll get my hand down there. But these aren't bad. Disconnected, these things are zippy fast. I can't wait to see how good this thing does with the Briggs & Stratton 14 on it. I ought to do fine. I ought to do really good. This was an extra engine. The Tecumseh engine on this one was blown, so I took the parts off of it and put it together on that one. So that one actually runs really good. The carburetor runs great, surprisingly, for now. So I'm going to sell it real quick. There's that Murray machine, the little Murray back there. I still got to do some more work on it and get it finished. I rode it the other day. It rides good. I took the 14.5 off of this guy. Just Murray riding mower, pretty much 40-inch cut, 14.5 overhead valve, blah blah blah, pretty standard. So this is going to be my next project. What I'm going to do is I finally pulled it out of storage, and I'm going to put my 16.5 or my 16 horsepower Vanguard on it. This is a good engine, runs good, no smoke, really nice. I cleaned it up, lubed everything, put it in storage for a while till I found something that I wanted. The problem I was having with the other Murray, the first one, is that I ended up having to butcher everything. It was an automatic transmission, and so I didn't had a lot of problems with the belts and the pulleys and everything, and I finally got it to where it would go fast, but it was just it was disappointing because it would go fast and it would run all day long, and at the end of the day it would break the belt or burn it up, smoke it, and then pop it. So it just, and I couldn't figure out, I couldn't get it to do good. In hindsight, it was, I think the way the linkage was run, it was torqued or crooked, and the little 3-inch pulley at the back didn't help. So I'm not going to do anything that exotic, but I am going to put that on there. Got the big tires all set up, and I'm going to leave this to where it moves. I've never really liked welding them solid that much, and I'll put some nice front bars on it, some bars down the side to protect it, and that'll be my next little one. But that's about it, and I think I've got one more to show. This is actually something surprising. Hang on. This is the next thing I was going to show you. This is a Murray, I think it's a Murray Ultra, U-L-T-R-A, Ultra. Big 18 horsepower opposing twin 46-inch cut. Back in the day it was super cool. Someone actually is asked me to make them one so they could ride around on the back of their property. And yeah, there's a boat seat that I'm going to put on it, and going to weld up a couple of front brackets and then something in the back, and maybe a rack across the top for them because they didn't have a hood. That way they can use it for storage. They wanted it to actually ride around on their property and behind their property on some power lines without getting stuck, and move a bunch of trailers around in the yard. And there's the trailer hitch, it's already on there, and it's on nice and solid and everything. Thinking about putting a stand on the back of it, so actually you could ride somebody standing behind it, or almost like a an extra little seat, almost like a I don't know, almost like a little pee pad on a bike. But that's it. It's cool. It runs good. I got it all running, cleaned it out and everything, and then I'm going to get it together and send it off. But that's it. Just a quick update. Oh, there's my canoe. Oh, that's it. Bye bye. Say bye bye.